Hey, what's going on everyone? Hunter Throw Outdoors, and today we're going to be talking about my Kuiu setup for my Nebraska mule deer hunt I just went on. Alright, so starting up, my friend Joey and I from Ripped Outdoors planned a Nebraska early season archery mule deer hunt kind of earlier this year, and we just got back from that. Unfortunately, we weren't successful, but we still had a good time, and that's what matters. That was Joey's first time hunting out west. We had a lot of great time out there utilizing all the different systems that we did, and just had fun. Never a bad time hunting out west. So I wanted to kind of go over some of the Kuiu items that I had purchased specifically for this hunt. Now, Kuiu is a system that I'm trying to transfer all of my current hunting setup over to. I've been using Scentlock, Ridge Reaper, Cryptic, and they're all phenomenal. I've loved them. I just sometimes like to swap things out and try different things, and oftentimes I do that when old items don't fit. So like none of my Ridge Reaper stuff fits me anymore, so I figured, hey, it's the perfect time to do that now. So, and in that I decided like, hey, let's try out something new. And my uncle and aunt, who do a lot of out west hunting, they are running all Kuiu stuff, and they have just about everything. Now I am much bigger than my uncle, but at the same time some of the items did fit me, and that I do want to kind of say, and I've experienced this with like my Ridge Reaper stuff too, if you do plan to order stuff from them, whatever you normally use, I would go a size up. They do tend to run a little bit tighter. I did order some things in that manner, but I didn't in some aspects, and we'll talk about that. So I'll start off going head to toe. There's not a whole lot of stuff here. Again, I didn't want to spend a ton of money, but I did want enough to sustain what we were going to do out west. And first things up is this hat. Alright, so the hat is a Kuiu Air Mesh Flex Fit hat. One thing that is nice is it is very stretchy, so if I were to add any kind of underlayering here, there's plenty of room. And I did get this large, extra large size just to fit my bald giant head. But I don't know if you guys can tell or not, the material that this uses is very, very breathable. The front's pretty stiff. This is kind of the bigger bow front end hats, which I'm personally not a fan of, but not really being able to see this before I bought it, which is kind of the downside to Kuiu, in my opinion, because Kuiu does not sell to normal companies such as like Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's, things like that. They do have their own store, so they are starting to kind of push out in that regard, but you're pretty much going to have to order everything from them. They do that to keep costs down, but it is what it is. You always got to have a hat coming out on the end of the hunt, so this ended up working out pretty well. I do want to say the price on this is $30, so we'll kind of go and add up the cost and everything just to see how much I spent for like a bare minimum early season hunt. Now, because this was an archery hunt, obviously you want to be stealthy when you're running around the woods there or in the sandhills in Nebraska and trying to be stealthy. So the next item up is going to be this face mask. So this and the next item, I wanted to keep them kind of like the same material, and from what my aunt and uncle recommended, this ended up working out really well. But this is their Ultramarina 145 net gator. So you guys can see it's very, very stretchy here, and it's just very, very comfortable. I found that this material not only helps keep you a lot cooler, but it does help a lot with scent, because obviously hunting 10 days off grid, we did end up smelling quite a bit, and it was warm, so this works out pretty well. And this guy does come in at $39. So the next one, I figured I'd put this one on to kind of show you guys a couple different things, is the Ultramarina 140 T with the little zipper on it. So this zipper actually goes down quite far, kind of like below your pectoral muscles, so you can get a lot of venting out of this. It does have this little pocket right here. It's not very big. I mean, I was putting like microphones and like my lens cover in there for camera. One thing that was kind of nice, if you're moving through brush, it has these little thumb holes, so you know, the kind where you want to go listen to Green Day and Hate Your Parents in Your Room kind of vibe going on there. But this is like a base layer, so this is what I primarily wore when it was hot out. I did purchase a jacket, so this was always on as like my very bottom base layer. So if you're moving around, I could unzip this, kind of vent a little bit. But it is very breathable. Again, this Ultramarina really helped with breathability, venting, and then moisture wicking, so I do really like that. It does have like these vents kind of all along your side and under your arm, so that is really nice too. So this size, I normally wear XL to 2X t-shirts, and I purchased this in an XL knowing that I wanted it tight to a body because I like my base layer tight to body. And I know that this is pretty stretching, so I feel like I'd be able to get away with an XL, even though I probably should have ordered a 2X, but that's kind of what I did, and it turned out pretty well, so hopefully I won't be needing a new one of these anytime soon. One thing I do really like is that it has this hood attached to it, and the hood, if you guys can kind of see here, it's not like a full circular or oval hood. It kind of brims out and then comes down, so it works really well with like hats and everything. So I would have this on a lot, you know, if I'm sitting in the sun, trying not to cook the back of my neck or anything like that. Price on this guy is $129. I don't think I mentioned this, but all of these are going to be in their Velo pattern, which has worked absolutely phenomenal while I was out there. I'll go ahead and put some clips of me like walking through the woods and all that kind of stuff during this video. But this pattern was designed for kind of the area that we were hunting in, the sandhills, you know, kind of flat open grassland type ordeal. But it also does work very well late season for like whitetail hunting here in Michigan, things of that sort. So I do plan to get some of these in a much heavier material, obviously, for late season hunting here in Michigan. So this next item is probably my favorite out of the bunch, and it's pretty much like a light, like a mid-weight, I guess, like light jacket, like a nice fall jacket, you know, where it's not like super heavy, but it's like light enough to where you can take the edge off if it's like freezing or anything like that. And this is going to be out of their new Encounter series, which from what I understand is primarily made for like tree stand hunting, and you'll see here why in a minute. So again, this jacket has this really nice fleece hex material that is good for scent control as well as trapping in heat. You can see in the back right here, it does have a little spot for your harness to go through, so that way you can wear your harness underneath this jacket if you want and just have your connection coming out the back, which I really like. So with this jacket, it is a full zip up. You do have these two little pockets right here. These zippers are extremely quiet. I know that's kind of weird saying because like a zipper, you know, whatever. But these are really, really quiet. One thing that is kind of neat here is inside these pockets, they have these little loops that you can attach like your keys to, or you can attach like a lanyard for your rangefinder if you don't want to take, you know, your whole harness or anything like that out. So it is really nice. This is, I don't think it's definitely not waterproof. I do believe it's windproof because there was a day there where it was pretty windy and I really wasn't feeling it through this jacket. But it's a pretty lightweight jacket, I would say. I pretty much only had this on in the mornings when it was like 50 degrees out, but then anytime we were moving or did warm up during the day, I ended up taking this right off. It is very quiet too. Like that's one thing I really like about this is when I was like rubbing up against like brush or anything like that, it wasn't like making a really loud noise like when it would hit my branches would hit my pack or something like that. So, which I do believe that's kind of one of their more characteristic parts of their Encounter series, that is made to be super quiet because it's more tailored towards tree stand hunting. And the price on this guy is $240. I wish I would have gotten gloves on this hunt, but it wasn't really something because I have a million different pairs of gloves lying around, so it wasn't anything that I was in a hurry to get. One thing I did end up getting is a solid pair of pants. Now these are their base camp Sierra pants, kind of more of their, I guess, budget friendly pants. And these, there's nothing really crazy to them. They are very comfortable, and the reason why I did a solid pattern instead of going in like the Velo pattern again, one, I wanted a pant that I could wear like every day, but two, when you're out there, the brush is usually about waist high anyway, so I feel like this would work plenty good. The thing I like, these are very breathable as well. Their pockets, these little in here, you can see there's this nice felt lining, so it keeps things pretty quiet in here, as well as you can open these up and it also doubles as a vent, which is pretty sweet. You have one of these on each side of your leg there. Other than that, there's nothing really crazy about these pants. I mean, again, they're very comfortable. They do stretch a little bit, which is nice. I ordered these in a 34, which is usually what the size that I wear normally and can still conceal carry in. With these, I can do it, but they're just a little too tight, so it does get uncomfortable pretty quickly here. I wish I would have got these in a little bit bigger size, but I think next time I'm definitely going to do that. Maybe just leave these ones for, a hunting pant. But overall, I was really impressed with just the quality, the comfort, how well the camo pattern worked out there of all the Kuiu stuff that I got. And I definitely plan to get more of it along coming here soon. I understand there's a lot of people that don't like to pay a higher price for hunting equipment, but they do make a lot of things that you can double as like everyday wear. For example, those solid color pants I was using, definitely can use those for every day. This jacket, it is camo, but you can definitely wear this like going out into town or shopping or whatever kind of thing. I know a lot of guys do it with their jackets anyway, so not too big of a deal there, but I do believe that with the Kuiu stuff, you do get what you pay for. There's definitely no doubt in my mind about that. I will say though, again, if you're ordering some of the stuff, I would just be kind of weary on the sizes. If you're normally a large, I would get XLs. If you're traditionally an XL, get a 2X. Like when I order some heavier stuff, I'm definitely going to be ordering it in a 2X, because again, this jacket is an XL and it's not like snug, it's a comfortable snug, kind of similar to the shirt that I showed you guys earlier, where it's definitely a tighter fit, which is what I like on more of a base layer, so it works in that regards. But any kind of heavier item, like a thicker jacket, definitely is going to be a larger size. Well, that's going to wrap up the short little video, guys. Wish I could have been bringing some better news about our Nebraska hunt, but now that we're back home, we're going to be doing some whitetail hunting and hopefully some salmon fishing. I got to redeem myself from last year in that regard. So, as always, guys, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. I do a lot of outdoors themed content here on the channel, whether it be everything in my truck, firearms hunting, all that kind of fun stuff, tacticalness. Yeah, right. But anyway, guys, we'll catch you in the next one.